Hey guys, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel. I am here with another Flosstube update. This is my update for May through July stitching. I'm going to update you on my wipgo goals, my heifer goals, and an advent that I have going with my friends Valerie and Jaylon. If you'd like to see what I've been stitching on for those 3 months, then stay tuned. Okay, so we are again on my couch. I just want to get this update filmed, get you guys caught up through July, and then I said in my last video I wanted to try to be more consistent throughout the year and give you updates more as I go along with my stitching. So let me get into what I worked on for my wipgo goals. The first thing that was pulled was the Bella Filipina Gaia, the Earth Goddess. I bought this for my birthday last year and kitted it up at the Stitch and Kitten in South Carolina. She helped me pick out the fabric, and the fabric that I chose is a 28 count eucalyptus linen, and I think it was dyed by her. I started in the middle of the pattern, and this is as far as I got. So I had a 200 stitch goal. I had started it previously. I just worked a little bit in her dress. So there's the pattern, and it does not look like much at all. I have all of the DMC threads, and it also calls for a Karen water lily. Oh my gosh, these Karen water lilies are so gorgeous. I almost want to kit something up with just Karen water lilies. I was thinking, I think Grace Notes does a floss of the month for the Karen water lilies, and I was so tempted to join that because I just think the Karen water lilies are so gorgeous. I don't know why. I have a lot of other silks, but them I don't know, they are gorgeous. If you've not worked with Karen water lilies, even maybe pick a monochromatic piece that you want to work on, like something small, and maybe use a Karen water lily for that. They are just gorgeous. My other wipgo goal for the month of May was Mirabilia's Ophelia. Oh my gosh, I love Ophelia. I teach Hamlet. I used to anyway. It's out of our curriculum now. Can you believe kids are not reading Shakespeare in high school anymore? In New York State curriculum anyway, or in my school district. So there is Ophelia. I'm working this on a 14 count natural brown Ada from Zweigart. This is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm working at the top, and I am putting in her hair. I mean, this is going to be huge. I cut the fabric already. I mean, it's going to be really large, but I just love this piece. And here are all the flosses. There's quite a bit of floss here, including some Karen water lilies, but I'm working right up here, and I got some of her hair in. Gosh, this is going to take forever, but can you imagine once I get to that dress, it's going to be gorgeous. I should possibly put this in for some temperature stitching, only because I do have, this is the furthest I've gotten with any of my fancy ladies that I've started, and every time I pick it up to work on it, I really like it. And I don't know if it's because it's on a 14 count Ada and that's so easy to stitch on, or if it's just I love the colors. I don't know what it is, but I really enjoy working on it when I work on it. It's not, they're not the easiest to stitch on, but again, it's one X at a time, right? You just go, you get 1X done at a time, and that's it. My first heifer goal was October 31st by Cottage Garden Samplings. Cottage Garden Samplings. Look at how cute. I got this from the Barefoot Needle Arts shop, and they were doing a kit, like an exclusive at the time, and now it's available for anybody, but it has some gentle art threads and it has DMC. So really pretty colors. Very pretty. And this is how far I've gotten on it. Got the top done. So the top done there, and you'll see the pattern. The top of the pattern there is what I've gotten done, part of it. Very pretty. I'm really liking the colors. The fabric that I am using is the called for. It's an ancient linen by Picture This Plus. I did not get 40 count though. It calls for 40 count, but no, I lied. I got 32 count Dirt Track by Fox and Rabbit. Yes, 32 count linen. Dirt Track by Fox and Rabbit. I would buy more of this fabric. I really like the coloring of it. It's super cool. I really like Fox and Rabbit's fabric. I joined the Fabric of the Month Club through Garon, and I was in it for a year. So I do have some really nice neutral fabrics from, they do a lot of neutrals, and I really enjoyed being part of the Fabric of the Month. I got some really nice stuff. My second heifer piece was Strawberry Fields Forever. My goal is to stitch all of these in the Magical Mystery Tour series. This is by Blackbird Designs. My friend Valerie got this totally finished. It has the Weeks Dye Works and the Gentle Arts, and I want to complete all of these with specialty thread. I don't want to do the DMC conversion. I just find that I really like the coloring of the threads and how they work. I am using Weeks Dye Works Gray 32 count, and I just love the way the stitches are coming. I've done part of the border and a couple of motifs. I'm almost down to the bottom here though, I think. But I really am enjoying this piece a lot. I really like it. So that's that piece. And then finally, for my Advent piece this in May, Valerie and Jaylon chose a piece from this booklet. It is the, let me see, I want to open it up to the right pattern for you guys. I don't think that's the right one. Okay, here we go. Okay, so it's from the Creepy Cross Stitch book. You can get this on Amazon. I got mine at Joanne Rip. But here's the what it's going to look like. It's called Former Homeowners. It's got some ghosties in the windows. Very cute. And I did not get very far on this. This is stitched on Witchelt Perman linen in natural. It's a 28 count. So I just got a little bit of it done. And I am using all of the called for DMCs. I dropped them on my own floss drops that I made out of little flashcards that I had. So there is my May update. All right, now we're on to my June pieces. So the first thing I have for June that was called for wipgo is my Mill Hill Santa kit. This is called Christmas Day, and I have never worked on a Mill Hill before. It comes with all the beads and the floss, and then you work it up on perforated paper. And so far, this is how much I've gotten done. I've gotten done a lot of his little pants and his shoes and some of the floor. So it's getting there. It's really, really darn cute. I'm having fun working on it. I mean, I don't know that I would jump to work on a Mill Hill kit like every day, but it's something fun and different to do, and so far I'm enjoying it. So I'm kind of nervous to get to the beading section though, I won't lie. I've only done like I've only done a project that has had like a few beads, but this has more than just a few, so I'm sure I'll figure it out, but anything new kind of makes me nervous. Then I am working on the Autumn Cloche by Hello from Liz Matthews. I love this. I am using, what is my fabric here? I'm pretty darn sure it is Stitch Me. Really? Well, I have it written down somewhere. Next time I bring this out, I will show you. But here is where I'm at so far. I got part of the bottom of the cloche, the first little mushroom top put in. And I'm using all the called for DMC. I really like this project. I'm excited to pull it out again in September when I pull out all my fall stitching, because this is a piece that I would like done sooner rather than later, but it is going to take a long time. It's a pretty big piece, and just doing like, you know, a couple hundred stitches at a time, you know, like I'm saying with everything, I have a lot going on with things, and I have too many whips. I have too many whips. Is there such thing as too many whips? Next, for heifer, the first thing that was pulled is called In the Pink. This is a Blackbird Designs piece. I'm using the called for Sanguine fabric by Weeks Dye Works, but instead of using the called for floss, I am using an MPI silk in the shade 502. This is a 502 color in the Chinese red range. That's what it's called, Chinese red range. That's the range of the red. I guess there's like a bunch of them. And this is how far I've gotten. Not too bad, if I do say so myself. So there we go. Sorry about the wrinkling. I'm gonna really try to be better August moving forward, but here's where I'm at. When I stitch on this, I really enjoy it. You can see that I have not put in any of the initials, and I'm not sure whose initials I'm going to put in this piece. Maybe my family's. I'm just not quite sure. So I'm just leaving it blank until I decide what I would like to put in for the initial pieces. The initials pieces, or whatever, however you say it. English teacher extraordinaire. Hey, I am on summer vacation. I don't have to speak properly. I just have to teach my students how to speak properly, right? That's only September through June. Okay, next heifer design, or heifer piece that was called, was the Hands-On Design Season 2, A Year of Celebrations Continues. And here are the little patterns. It goes January through December. There's different pieces. And I am doing the, I'm using all the called for, but I'm doing a different version, not the regular Hands-On Design, but I'm using Kimberly's color choices. It's a variation of the color, and she chose new colors, Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop, and I'm using her color choice. So they're a little bit brighter, and I'm really enjoying working on this. So far, I had gotten all of May done, and then when it got called for, and that's so cute, when it got called for heifer, I got in part of June. My goal with this originally was to work on it every month and get one done a month. I should have known better. That did not happen. No, it did not happen. And then last, but certainly not least, for June, Valerie and Jaylon's piece that they chose for me was the Sleeping Bee by the Blue Flower. I just love this. It is so stinking pretty. I am using the called for DMC. Got all the shades here. Hide my face. And I'm using a Bestitch Me fabric in Boneyard. This is a Lugana. It's a 25 count Lugana, and I got part of the greenery in so far. This is a pretty dense piece, but I was really excited to get a couple hundred stitches in. I'm really liking the way it's working up. And I'm liking working on the Lugana. I'm not traditionally a Lugana girl. I'm not really into them normally, but I'm not hating it. I like linen. My preference goes linen, Aida, then Lugana, but I'm not hating the Lugana as much as I did when I first started stitching. All right, let's move on to July. What are my July picks? And this will be the end of this video. I'm gonna end with all my July stuff. The first thing that got called was the black sampler, I'm calling it, but it's really called Nessie Mitchell 1929. This is a chart from Mama Loves You GB. She takes some samplers and puts them out into charts, and I just love this. I wanted to do a black sampler November a couple of years ago, and I chose this, and it called to me with the alphabet and then the A-E-I-O-U. You know, being an English teacher, I was like, okay. So I decided to work this up on using 310 on 18 count Ada. It's called Vintage from Zweigart. I think I got this from Hobby Lobby like a long time ago. So this is what I'm working on. It is like a marbled gray. It's printed, so the back is white, but this is like a gray and white marble. And I'm really liking it. I got some of the top border done, and yeah, it's a fun piece to stitch. I'm really finding that I love monochromatic pieces. Who would have thunk it? I did not think that at the very beginning. All right, next up that got called was Martha. This is a really special stitch to me. I kitted this up when I went with my friend Natalie to Hobby House a couple years ago, and it's a hands-on design, Hands Across the Sea sampler, and it was exclusive to the Hobby House, and I just fell in love with this bird. I'm not a big bird person, but like how beautiful, and all these beautiful pinks and blues and greens. I thought they were lovely. So I got the kit from them, and I am working this up on the called for fabric, which is... This is on Tabby Cat linen in the shade Lollybrock, and I believe it's an 18 count Ada. Maybe all the information's in this little pouch. This is how far I have gotten. Let me do this. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I was working on this piece right here, this flower, and then part of here. Now, the colors are not true to the cover, the chart, like the picture on the cover, but I don't care. I'm doing all the Veriswa silks. They were pricey, but I thought, you know what, I want to try them, and it was kind of a treat to myself because of going to Hobby House for the first time, and I really wanted to do this kit or this project some justice and get what it was called for. So I'm really glad I did that. But I have a pretty sad, I'm moving pretty sad along, but that's okay. When I do pull it out, I do enjoy it. So there's that. The heifer pieces for July was, the first one was this one called Busy Bee. This is by Annie B's Folgar. It's super cute, but it's very tedious to stitch. You can't carry things because of the fabric choice that I have, and it's like all these different motifs within this vase, but it's going to be beautiful when it's done. It says, "How doth the busy bee improve each shining heart?" And so far, this is what I have done. I am stitching this on Wichel Perman linen. It's a 28 count French lace, and I'm using all of the called for DMCs. Got them on my floss drops, and I'm enjoying working on it when I do pull it out. So that might go in temperature stitching because it is a smaller piece, and to work on it 100 stitches at a time might not be a bad idea. Then I don't feel like I'm just slogging along. And then the last heifer stitch that was pulled was one of my sobriety stitches. This is Praiseworthy Stitches for Simple Gifts, and it's called the Courage piece, Simple Gifts Courage. Pam from Pam and Steph was originally working on this for her breast cancer survival Sal, and I decided to do it for my sobriety piece. I really fell in love with it. I'm working it up on 28 count Lugana, an ivory Lugana, and I'm using the Gentle Arts Rose Garden floss and Pink Azalea, two beautiful pinks, and this is how it is stitching up so far. Yeah, I'm about 2/3 2/3 done with it. No, I'm not 2/3 done. I'm lying. I'm not really sure how far I am. But I really like it. I'm enjoying stitching on it when I do stitch on it. And I'm not sure what initials I'm gonna put in yet. My idea is to put in the initials of people that have been influential to me in my sobriety journey. So when I get it finished, I'm gonna kind of go back through and put my initials, like the initials of my sponsors. I've had 2 of my grand sponsor. I've had 1 that I know very well. And, oh, the magnet. And then some other people that I feel have really helped me along. So that's kind of what I think I'm going to do with that piece. And then last but not least, I have the stitch that Jaylon and Valerie picked out for me, and this is called Witch's Brew. This was from the Punch Needle Primitive Stitching Magazine from 2024. It's the fall edition. It's called Witch's Brew. Look at how cute. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm working this up on the fabric of the month from Fox and Rabbit called Salt Bush. And this is how far I got. I did the one of the borders at the top, and then I brought it all the way down because I wanted to see how large this piece was going to be. So I will enjoy working on this in October when I pull it out again. I'm using all the called for DMC. I'm telling you this, having the DMC master set is just fabulous. I am absolutely loving it. So yeah, those are all my stitches for May, June, and July. Thank you so much for watching, giving me some of your time today. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.